A woman who detaches from the need for external validation operates from a place of strength, confidence, and self-worth, making her irresistibly attractive. She is not desperate for attention, nor does she seek approval to feel valuable. Instead, she carries herself with an aura of self-assurance that demands respect without ever having to ask for it. Her energy is magnetic, not because she chases after admiration, but because she exudes a quiet confidence that makes people take notice. She walks with purpose, speaks with clarity, and moves through life with an undeniable presence. When a woman no longer depends on the opinions of others to define her, she sets herself apart. She is not easily swayed by trends, gossip, or fleeting praise. Her worth is not determined by how many people compliment her, how many admirers she has, or whether someone chooses to stay or leave. She knows who she is at her core, and that knowledge gives her a rare kind of beauty, one that does not fade with time or circumstance. Men cannot resist a woman who stands firm in her own worth. She does not fall apart when she is ignored, nor does she seek to prove herself when she is underestimated. She simply exists in her fullness, knowing that what is meant for her will always recognize her value. She does not lower her standards for fear of being alone, nor does she chase after anyone in the hopes of being chosen. Instead, she lets things unfold naturally, understanding that true connections are built on mutual respect, not desperation. This kind of woman does not engage in mind games or manipulation. She does not entertain those who treat her as an option, nor does she waste her energy trying to convince anyone of her worth. She understands that love should never be begged for, that attention should never be forced, and that her presence should be a privilege, not an expectation. Because she is content within herself, she does not need constant reassurance to feel valued. She does not need a relationship to feel complete. She is whole on her own, and that wholeness makes her deeply attractive. When a woman stops seeking validation from the world, she becomes free. She no longer reacts emotionally to every slight or insult. She does not crumble under rejection or feel the need to justify herself to those who misunderstand her. Instead, she holds her head high, knowing that external opinions have no power over her truth. She does not allow herself to be defined by the expectations of society, nor does she let the opinions of others dictate her sense of self-worth. Men are drawn to this kind of woman because she is rare. In a world where so many people seek validation through social media likes, constant attention, and external praise, she stands out as someone who is content within herself. She does not post for approval, she does not dress for attention, and she does not shape her identity based on what others think. She operates from a place of deep confidence, and that confidence is irresistible. This does not mean she is arrogant or indifferent. On the contrary, she is kind, warm, and compassionate. But she does not need people's approval to feel valuable. She gives love freely, but does not beg for it in return. She appreciates attention, but does not rely on it to feel good about herself. She is fully present in her relationships, but she is not afraid to walk away if she is not being honored. A woman who detaches from external validation is not afraid of solitude. She understands that being alone does not mean being lonely, and she would rather be at peace with herself than in the company of those who do not respect her. She does not tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or inconsistency. She does not engage in meaningless drama or lower herself to prove a point. She is secure in who she is, and that security allows her to move through life with grace and dignity. Men cannot resist a woman who radiates this kind of inner peace. She does not need to chase anyone because the right people are naturally drawn to her. She does not seek attention because she commands it effortlessly. She does not demand respect because she carries herself in a way that makes it impossible to be ignored. Her self-assurance makes her captivating, and her confidence makes her unforgettable. A detached woman does not operate out of fear. She does not make decisions based on insecurity or desperation. She does not stay in toxic relationships for the sake of comfort, nor does she allow herself to be mistreated just to avoid being alone. She understands that her time, energy, and love are valuable, and she does not waste them on those who do not appreciate them. This kind of woman sets boundaries without guilt. She does not feel the need to explain herself when she walks away from situations that do not serve her. She does not engage in unnecessary arguments or try to change people who are unwilling to grow. She knows that her peace is priceless, and she protects it fiercely. Men respect a woman who knows her worth. They may not always admit it, but they are deeply drawn to a woman who does not tolerate games, who does not beg for attention, and who does not compromise her standards for the sake of keeping someone around. A woman who is detached from external validation holds herself to a higher standard. and in doing so she attracts people who see her as a rare and valuable presence in their lives. Her strength does not come from being emotionless or indifferent, but from being in control of her own happiness. She does not let external circumstances dictate her mood, nor does she allow the behavior of others to determine her self-esteem. She moves through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that she is enough as she is. This kind of woman is irresistible, not because she tries to be, but because she simply is. She does not seek to impress anyone, yet she leaves a lasting impression wherever she goes. She does not strive to be liked by everyone, yet she is deeply respected. She does not need to prove her worth because she already knows it. And when a woman knows her worth, the world cannot help but take notice. Men are drawn to women who are emotionally independent because they exude security, purpose, and fulfillment rather than desperation or neediness. A woman who stands firm in her own sense of self carries a quiet confidence that is both compelling and deeply attractive. She does not rely on external validation to feel worthy, nor does she seek constant reassurance from others to confirm her value. Instead, she operates from a place of inner security, knowing that her identity is not tied to the opinions, actions, or affections of anyone else. This kind of woman commands attention, not by asking for it, but simply by being herself. When a woman is emotionally independent, she does not base her happiness on whether someone stays or leaves. She does not crumble under rejection, nor does she compromise her standards just to be accepted. She understands that love, at its highest form, is not about filling emotional voids, but about complementing an already whole existence. A man cannot help but be drawn to a woman who does not make him the center of her world, but instead invites him into a life already full of passion, purpose, and fulfillment. Such a woman knows that true security comes from within, not from the validation of a relationship. She does not seek a partner out of fear of being alone, nor does she tolerate mistreatment just to avoid loneliness. She is content in her solitude, using her time to grow, evolve, and cultivate a life she loves. Her sense of fulfillment comes from her own journey, her faith, her passions, and her purpose, not from another person's presence. This makes her irresistible because she does not carry an energy of neediness or desperation. Men are naturally drawn to women who possess a strong sense of purpose. When a woman knows why she exists and actively pursues her calling, she radiates an energy that is magnetic. She does not need a relationship to define her because she already knows her life has meaning. She is engaged in personal growth, striving to become the best version of herself and living with intention. This kind of woman does not wait around for someone to complete her. She is already complete, and a relationship is simply an addition to an already full life. A woman who walks in emotional independence does not react impulsively to challenges or conflicts. She does not allow small inconveniences or misunderstandings to shake her peace. Instead, she approaches life with wisdom and composure, refusing to let temporary circumstances dictate her emotions. She has mastered the art of emotional self-regulation, understanding that her peace is too valuable to be disturbed by every storm. This makes her deeply attractive because she brings a sense of stability and calmness that is rare in a world filled with emotional chaos. Men find such women captivating because they are not easily swayed by manipulation, flattery, or empty promises. They do not get lost in the illusions of romantic idealism, nor do they ignore red flags just to hold on to something that is not meant for them. They operate with discernment, knowing when to engage and when to walk away. This level of wisdom commands respect and admiration, as it shows that they are not willing to settle for less than they deserve. Another aspect of an emotionally independent woman that draws men in is her ability to set boundaries. She understands that her time, energy, and emotions are valuable, and she does not allow them to be wasted on people who do not appreciate them. She does not tolerate mistreatment, inconsistency, or emotional games. She is not afraid to say no, to distance herself from toxicity, or to walk away when a situation no longer serves her well-being. This kind of self-respect makes her deeply attractive because it signals that she values herself and expects the same from others. Men respect and admire a woman who carries herself with dignity and refuses to compromise her self-worth for fleeting attention. She does not chase validation because she already knows she is enough. She does not engage in emotional drama because she prioritizes peace over chaos. She does not base her self-esteem on whether or not someone chooses her because she has already chosen herself. This kind of confidence is rare, and it sets her apart in a way that makes her truly unforgettable. A woman who exudes emotional independence is also deeply attractive because she does not approach relationships from a place of fear. She is not afraid of losing someone because she knows that what is meant for her will always find her. She does not hold on to toxic relationships out of insecurity, nor does she stay in places where she is not valued. She understands that walking away from what no longer aligns with her growth is not a loss. It is a gain. This strength makes her irresistible because she is not easily swayed by temporary emotions, but operates from a place of long-term wisdom. Men cannot help but be drawn to women who do not make them the source of their happiness. When a woman is secure within herself, she does not place the burden of her emotional well-being on her partner. She does not expect a man to heal her, to fix her insecurities, or to constantly reassure her of her worth. Instead, she takes full responsibility for her own emotional health. This allows her to enter relationships from a place of wholeness, rather than seeking a partner to complete her. An emotionally independent woman also values personal growth and continuous self-improvement. She does not remain stagnant, waiting for life to happen to her. She actively pursues growth, whether through her career, her spiritual journey, her education, or her passions. She is always evolving, always learning, always becoming better. This kind of drive and ambition is attractive because it shows that she is not looking for someone to rescue her. She is building a fulfilling life on her own. Men are drawn to women who bring value to their lives, not through dependency, but through inspiration. When a woman has her own dreams, her own passions, and her own ambitions, she adds depth to a relationship rather than taking away from it. She does not exist solely to please someone else. She exists to live fully, and in doing so, she inspires those around her to do the same. Another reason why emotionally independent women are so attractive is that they understand the balance between giving and receiving. They are loving, kind, and compassionate, but they do not allow themselves to be drained. They know that love should be a two-way street, not a one-sided sacrifice. They give from a place of abundance, not from a place of emptiness. This ensures that their relationships are built on mutual respect and reciprocity, rather than neediness or obligation. A woman who has mastered emotional independence also carries an air of mystery. Because she does not seek constant attention or validation, she remains intriguing. She does not overshare, nor does she feel the need to prove herself to anyone. She allows things to unfold naturally without forcing or rushing. This makes her even more captivating because she is not predictable. She is a woman of depth, a woman of purpose, a woman who moves with intentionality. Men are naturally drawn to women who exude security, purpose, and fulfillment. It is not about being distant or unapproachable. It is about knowing your worth and not settling for less than you deserve. It is about carrying yourself with grace, with confidence, and with an understanding that your value is not tied to external circumstances. A woman who embraces emotional independence does not fear rejection, nor does she seek approval to feel complete. She walks in confidence, knowing that the right people will recognize her value. She is content within herself, knowing that she does not need to prove anything to anyone. She is powerful in her own right, not because she demands attention, but because she commands respect simply by being who she is. And in a world where many seek validation outside of themselves, she remains a rare and irresistible force. True detachment is not about being cold or distant. It is about mastering self-control, prioritizing inner peace, and aligning with one's divine purpose, which naturally commands respect and admiration. Detachment does not mean you stop caring or that you become indifferent to life and relationships. It means that you no longer allow your emotions to be dictated by external circumstances or the actions of others. It means you have reached a level of inner strength where you no longer react impulsively, but instead respond with wisdom, grace, and clarity. When you master detachment, you do not allow temporary disappointments to shake your foundation. You understand that not everything is meant to last, and not every person who enters your life is meant to stay. You develop the ability to let go of what no longer serves your growth without feeling broken or defeated. This is not an act of emotional suppression, but an act of wisdom. It is the understanding that holding on to something that is not aligned with your purpose only drains your energy and distracts you from where you are meant to be. Detachment is about protecting your peace. It is about choosing not to engage in unnecessary battles or allow the opinions of others to disturb your spirit. Many people live in a constant state of emotional turmoil because they give too much power to external validation. They base their happiness on whether or not someone approves of them. They allow the behavior of others to dictate their mood. But true detachment frees you from this bondage. It allows you to walk through life with a steady mind and a calm heart, knowing that your worth is not determined by external forces. People who practice detachment naturally command respect. They do not beg for attention or chase after validation. They do not engage in unnecessary drama or try to prove themselves to anyone. Instead, they exude a quiet confidence that speaks for itself. This kind of energy is magnetic because it signals strength and security. When you are detached, you do not act out of desperation or fear. You act from a place of wisdom and purpose. Detachment also allows you to align with your divine purpose without distraction. Many people struggle to find their true calling because they are too entangled in emotional chaos. They are too consumed by relationships that drain them, by worries that paralyze them, or by situations that are not aligned with their growth. But when you detach, you create space for clarity. You are able to hear divine guidance more clearly because your mind is not cluttered with unnecessary noise. You are able to move with greater purpose because you are no longer tied down by attachments that keep you stagnant. True detachment does not mean isolating yourself from love, relationships, or connections. It simply means that you do not attach your identity, your happiness, or your peace to anything external. You can deeply love and appreciate the people in your life without being dependent on them for your sense of worth. You can pursue success and goals without becoming consumed by them. You can enjoy the blessings of life without fearing their loss. This is the key to living a life of freedom. When you no longer operate from a place of attachment, you become unshakable. Detachment allows you to walk away from what no longer serves you without hesitation. You are not held captive by toxic situations, unhealthy relationships, or unfulfilling pursuits. You recognize when something is no longer aligned with your highest good, and you have the strength to move forward. Many people stay in situations that drain them simply because they fear the unknown. But when you detach, you trust that what is meant for you will never require you to compromise your peace. You trust that letting go does not mean losing. It means making room for something greater. People who are truly detached operate from a place of abundance, not scarcity. They do not cling to relationships, opportunities, or material things out of fear. They trust in divine provision. They know that what is for them will never require them to force or beg. They move with confidence, knowing that they are always provided for. This level of trust and security is rare, and it is what sets detached individuals apart. They do not need to manipulate or control outcomes. They simply align themselves with their purpose and allow things to unfold as they are meant to. One of the greatest benefits of detachment is emotional mastery. When you are detached, you are no longer a slave to your emotions. You do not react impulsively to situations. You do not allow anger, sadness, or anxiety to control your actions. Instead, you develop the ability to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. This does not mean you suppress your feelings. It means you process them with wisdom and maturity. You allow yourself to feel, but you do not allow those feelings to dictate your behavior or your sense of self. This kind of emotional mastery is powerful because it gives you control over your own life. Many people are controlled by their emotions. They say things they regret. They make impulsive decisions. They hold on to grudges. And they allow fear to stop them from moving forward. But when you are detached, you do not let emotions dictate your path. You acknowledge your feelings, but you do not become enslaved by them. You make decisions based on wisdom, not fleeting emotion. Detachment also brings a deep sense of inner peace. When you are no longer attached to outcomes, you are no longer living in constant worry, you are not trying to force things to happen, you are simply doing your best and allowing life to unfold. You do not fear rejection because you understand that rejection is just redirection. You do not fear loss because you understand that everything that is meant for you will always find its way to you. This kind of mindset eliminates stress, anxiety, and fear. It allows you to move through life with a sense of calm and assurance, knowing that you are always being guided. Many people mistake detachment for coldness, but in reality it is the highest form of love, both for yourself and for others. When you are detached, you love freely without expectations. You give without conditions. You appreciate without clinging. You understand that true love is not about possession, but about presence. You do not hold on to people out of fear of being alone. Instead, you allow relationships to flow naturally, knowing that those who are meant to be in your life will always stay. Detachment also makes you incredibly powerful because it eliminates the ability for others to control you. When you are attached, people can easily manipulate you by threatening to take away what you cling to. But when you are detached, no one can hold anything over you. You are not afraid to lose anything because you trust that you will always have what you need. This kind of mindset makes you unbreakable. It allows you to walk through life with confidence and strength, knowing that nothing external can define or control you. This level of detachment also allows you to operate with greater wisdom. When you are not emotionally attached to outcomes, you make better decisions. You do not make choices out of desperation or fear. You do not settle for less than you deserve just to feel secure. You move with clarity because you are not clouded by emotional attachments that lead to poor judgment. You understand that true security comes from within, not from holding on to people, circumstances, or material possessions. In every area of life, relationships, career, personal growth, detachment allows you to thrive. It allows you to focus on what truly matters. It frees you from unnecessary stress and suffering. It empowers you to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. When you detach, you do not lose anything. Instead, you gain everything: peace, wisdom, strength, and freedom. True detachment is not about shutting down emotionally or avoiding connection. It is about finding balance, mastering self-control, and prioritizing what truly matters. It is about walking in alignment with your divine purpose and refusing to be controlled by anything external. It is about being so rooted in your own identity that nothing can shake your peace. When you master the art of detachment, you become a force to be reckoned with. You move through life with confidence and assurance. You no longer chase validation because you already know your worth. You do not fear change because you trust in divine guidance. You do not hold on to what is not meant for you because you know that something greater always awaits. This is the power of detachment. It allows you to walk in true freedom, unshaken, unstoppable, and fully aligned with your highest purpose.